This is Frankie McDowell, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Heavy rain is headed towards Los Angeles, California on Thursday, November 13, 2025. It's going to bring a whole lot of rain in Los Angeles, California. Surrounding areas. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Ventura, California, Corona, California, Orange County, Riverside, Anaheim, Burbank, Long Beach, Glendale, California, and the surrounding areas. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Hollywood, California. I want every single person to be prepared. Make sure you wear your rubber boots, raincoats, keep it dry. Streets, roads, highways, and freeways will be wet. Don't walk through the puddles. Avoid the puddles. Don't drive a car through the puddles either, because it's going to bring so much rain in Los Angeles and the surrounding areas as well. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Los Angeles on Thursday, November 13, 2025. If you have anybody live in Los Angeles, California, be prepared for heavy rain on Thursday, November 13, 2025. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in heavy rain.
I came into contact with somebody from one of the big four, ended up becoming kind of a mentor to me. He's now a member of our club.
Man, when I first saw my first Hell's Angel standing there, I was like, that's what I want to be, man.
If you're running a three-piece, just like you know, it is truly an outlaw standard. Doesn't make you a one percenter, but it makes you an outlaw.
This is what I believe in, you know, and it was awesome to see that my brothers believed in me.
It's the wolf leading the sheep, man. You know, the sheep need to open their eyes because they about to walk off the cliff where a whole other pack of wolves are at the bottom.
If you were getting your lunch money taken before you put them rags on, if they catch you by yourself, they're going to take your lunch money again.
I try to be around the guys and hang out with them as much as possible and get to know them, because that's really what it's about.
The Hells Angels are being arraigned.
One man was stabbed in the chest, another was knocked out, who faced criminal charges, including charges of hate crimes as well as gang allegations. One defendant faces an attempted murder charge, so this certainly appears to be a widespread investigation.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about this crazy story where a motorcycle club diss leads to a murder. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's, brother's, sister's friend about Chattin with Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. Damn, I cut myself shaving. Sucks. But it is what it is. Shout out to everybody that takes the time to watch this show. We hit another milestone, 18,800 subscribers, and we keep growing every day. I appreciate every single person that takes the time to watch this show. You guys are all great. The support has been overwhelming. A lot of people are talking about the twin outlaw dingleberries coming on the show, and some people, there's only a few, but they're like, why'd you give them the time of day? Are you serious? Like, are you serious? I didn't let them come on here and spew their bullshit. I asked them questions people want to know, and we'll ask them more questions if they ever come back, because I got some pretty big questions for them that people were like, hey, ask them this, ask them this. So I've been stacking the questions up, and if they ever want to come back on, they're more than welcome. We'll have a little discussion. Rah, what's going on? Thank you for joining me. Joe, what's good? Rah says, smash that like button, subscribe, donate if you can. We got a donation in the house. Mick, thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate it. It helps a lot. It goes a long way. I think it was funny, them coming on. Jaman, good afternoon. Mountain Woman's in the house. Shout out to Mountain Woman. Just nice to know Staxx made it. I was worried all weekend the Twin Outlaws may have got a hold of you. No, man. I've been busy filming a documentary with Pee Wee Goldsmith. Shout out to Pee Wee. I got a lot of good content. So if you guys don't know, I'm in the production stages of a documentary. It's a pretty big one. Unreleased Hells Angels footage, pictures, interviews, exclusive interviews. It's going to be on a major platform. Things are looking pretty good. So we are on track to it'll be released next year in 2026, but things are falling into place pretty nicely. Hey, Mob Rat Hunter. Shout out to Mob Rat Hunter. Thank you for joining me. Judah, how you doing? It says, good day, chat. Steve, good morning. Got Craig in the house. Things are going great. Steve says, twin sisterhood. Mama, grandpa, and the 2 baby boys. Oh, we got a good show for you tomorrow about them guys. Will, how you doing? Thank you for joining me. Scrap Iron's in the house. I'm just getting over getting sick. S&S Contracting, how you doing? Hit that like button. Thank you, guys. Sorry, Bill, I didn't get to say hi this morning. Or your link in the chat. I appreciate it. It's okay, man. Sometimes I can't sit there and say everybody's name because I'm too busy trying to get my show prepared and stuff. Too cold for riding today. It's nice here. It's nice here in Connecticut. Definitely riding weather up here, so I cannot wait till next year. There's a rally going on. I think it just ended. We're going to talk about that today. The rally in Texas, in Galveston. The Galveston rally, pretty huge. We're going to talk about some numbers of that rally are insane. I mean, I don't even know how they fit that many people in a small town like that. I mean, they must be like packed in like sardines. Wait until you see tomorrow's show. It's pretty good. The Island Boys of the MC World. Oh, man. The Island Boys Motorcycle Club. I got to put Jimmy in there, right? Put Jimmy in his wheelchair there. Yeah, well, I'll do that. So there's a huge rally that's going on. I'm pretty sure it wrapped up. I'm not quite sure. But let me check. Hold on. All right, Galveston, Texas, motorcycle rally, the Lone Star Rally, it's called. It was November 6th to November 9th. Huge rally. You guys guess how many people? Take a wild guess. 500,000 people. 500,000 people. They say that there was 250 to 300,000 people on motorcycles alone. And there was 400 to 500,000 people there. That's the from what I'm getting. So the Lone Star Rally. Let's see here if I can get it. Doesn't say anything. What the fuck? I guess there was 200 something arrests that were made. Nothing crazy. All right, the Lone Star Rally. I'm sure this was a good time, right? Every November, engines roar and the islands rumble as thousands roll into Galveston for the county's biggest 4-day motorcycle rally. The Lone Star Rally brings raw energy to the Gulf Coast with custom rides, live music, and nonstop action across the island. With 400,000 attendees and over 150,000 bikes, it's more than a rally. It's a takeover. Ride in, hang out, experience Galveston Island at full throttle. The dates are November 6th through the 9th. And they had a bunch of things going on. It's the largest motorcycle rally in Texas. It says pick your spot at the Strand, Pier 21, or the Beach Central Park and dive into the scene packed with custom bikes, tricked out cars, and plenty to eat and drink. Fuel up on a food truck bites, dig through the vendors' booths loaded with gear and rally merch, and then kick back by the stage and let the music carry you into the night. Over 40 bands, hundreds of bikes, and zero chance of boredom. And there was different packages that you can buy, VIP packages, and they had places to stay, and they had shows, vendors, all kinds of stuff going on. So I will bring you guys more information about this rally as it becomes available. I know it's the biggest one in Texas. A lot of banditos there, and sometimes things pop off there. We've had former bandito Brandon told us about when he was at the rally and altercation ensued, and he got into a fight. I believe he was a prospect at the time. But go check out that interview. And I know a bunch of people out there in Texas. I'll see if I can get some people that were down there to come on. And I did speak with someone that was at the Waco incident, trying to get him to come on and tell his story. Sometimes getting these people to open up takes a while, but we'll see what happens. And if he comes on, tells his story, it'll be a great thing. So some crazy news this morning when I open up the phone. I look, a woman was run over and killed by her own car in her driveway. And it was on a street that I used to live on in Bristol, Connecticut. It says woman found dead under her car in Bristol. A 69-year-old woman died Sunday night after being pinned under her car in her driveway, police said. Bristol police responded to the incident at a residence on Rockwell Ave. Police pronounced the woman dead at the scene. They have not released the identity of the woman as the investigation remains ongoing. But that's a pretty crazy situation. I mean, you wake up and this person's just underneath a car. Like, what the hell? And then we talked about this situation the other day. In Kingston, Ontario, police are investigating a group assault linked to outlaw biker gang, it says here. Police in Kingston, Ontario, have arrested and charged 7 people in connection with an assault over the weekend that investigators are linking to an outlaw motorcycle gang. In a news release, police say that officers were called to an apartment building in Queens Mary Road around 5 p.m. on Sunday, following reports of several people were assaulting someone. The victim was found with non-life-threatening injuries. 4 people were arrested at the scene, all of whom say they were believed to be affiliated with an unspecified biker gang. 3 other people were arrested on Monday. 7 accused persons ranging from the age 35 to 62 years old were charged with breaking and enter, assault, and possession of dangerous weapons in a public space. They remain in custody. One of the accused was identified in Tuesday's news release. The Ontario Pivotal Police-led Biker Enforcement Unit is assisting the investigation, Kingston Police said. A vehicle fire believed to be targeted. A vehicle fire that was reported on Sunday is also under investigation as potentially targeted incident, Kingston Police said. The incident happened around 7:15 p.m. Sunday near Barleone Place in Pembridge Crescent. According to police, the investigators revealed an incendiary device was used to set the vehicle on fire. Investigators believe that both incidents were targeted and are currently looking into possibly being related. I'll bring you guys more information as it becomes available about this case. You know, they say that, oh, it's targeted, it's related, but they don't know shit. I mean, look at what happened in Pennsylvania with the whole shooting at the gas station. They're like, oh, there's 2 shootings. I remember very clearly. They said there was 2 shootings, one at the gas station and one in a city called Bridgeport right down the road. They said they were connected. Oh, they're connected. All of a sudden, these guys get arrested. They don't say nothing about this shooting, allegedly, that happened in Bridgeport, Pennsylvania. It just went away, right? Maybe they misspoke. Hey, Lindsay, how are you? Thank you for joining me today. Good afternoon, Staxx and chat. Please show support. Hit the like button and share the content. Subscribe to keep the content coming. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, if you haven't checked out Patreon, check it out. I just uploaded some new videos today. A lot of great stuff. Possibly, we're going to take a deeper dive into the whole situation in Pennsylvania, but that's at a later date. We're not going to do it right now. We'll wait till a little more information is out. I mean, I don't want to put out information before the news puts it out. Sometimes I do, as long as I can verify it. So, they put out this other article today, I've noticed. It says 14 facts about the Pagans motorcycle gang here and Hell's Angels' #1 rivals. Motorcycle clubs often bring to mind images of guns, drugs, bikers, and leathers. And their lives seem mysterious and full of danger. The U.S. has many motorcycle clubs all over the country, and more are harmless. And most are harmless enough with rules that members can and can't do. In general, it's believed that 99% of clubs are law-abiding groups of people brought together by particular passion for riding. Unfortunately, that leaves the 1% of clubs that are interested in following the rule of law. Does that mean that the Twin Twinks are 1%ers? Absolutely not. They think they could throw a 1% tab on their little jackets. You notice I called them jackets. I didn't call them cuts when I said that. Because these guys are just playing pretend. Like, they are not 1%ers. Everyone can clearly see through their bullshit, right? And I mean, it's pretty easy to spot a fake when you see one. And clearly, these guys are not that, right? We all see it. We all know. And then they tried to say it's just comedy. No, it's not comedy. What they're doing is not comedy. You don't blatantly disrespect whole organizations because someone said something to you on Instagram or Twitter. Get the fuck out. You don't do that. These guys have either lost their minds. They don't work for the feds because they're too dumb to work for the feds. That's a fact. So, you notice they said, we never talked about the pagans. And that's a fucking lie because I've seen videos where they definitely talked about the pagans. 100%. I don't know why they're trying to save face with the pagans for. So, out of many of the motorcycle gangs, it says here in the U.S., few are feared as much as the Pagans Motorcycle Club. The group has been causing mayhem and frustration with law enforcement since the mid-1960s. The Pagans Motorcycle Club stands as America's most feared motorcycle gangs, carving a bloody path across the U.S. East Coast. since their founding by Lou Dobkins in George County, Maryland, Prince George County, known for their distinctive blue denim vests with Norse fire giant Sutar patches. This notorious organization has expanded their criminal enterprises across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, and beyond, engaging in drug trafficking, racketeering, violent territorial disputes, while maintaining a long-standing, very vicious rivalry with the Hells Angels. And this guy, Bullshitter Harris, tried to say, oh, he knew Sonny. No, he didn't. Lou Dobkins did not know Sonny Barger. They didn't hang out. He said, oh, the pagans wanted to be the equivalent of the Hells Angels on the East Coast. That's a fucking lie. This guy tells blatant lies, and people seem to believe the shit. Lou Dobkins did not hang out with Sonny Barger. They were not friends. They didn't know each other. It definitely was not like that. Oh, but they didn't want to ride out to the West Coast. They're a motorcycle club. I believe they ride their bikes anywhere they want. They didn't want to be like the Hells Angels. They were a small group of guys until recently. They weren't like national club. They were strictly on the East Coast, strictly around New Jersey, Pennsylvania. So all this shit they wanted to be, that this dude's full of shit. And he is not a member. He was a member at one point. He got kicked out of the club, and he can't take it that they kicked him out. And we're gonna really dissect that little interview that we did with him a while back, where he says, and he even says it. He says it in the interview. Once a pagan, always a pagan. So he's like, I don't care if they kicked me out. I'm still in the club. So we're gonna dissect all of that, and it's gonna be a funny one. Very funny. Because there's parts where he's like, hey, can you take that out? Maybe we'll just put him back in there. So it says, beyond their criminal activities, the pagans operate under a strict hierarchical structure centered around the mother club of 13 senior members, where loyalty to their brotherhood supersedes all their relationships. Their membership requirements include owning a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, adhering to the rigid club rules. So listen, if you think you're going to join a motorcycle club and there's just not going to be any rules, there's more rules in motorcycle clubs than in everyday life. Like, it's pretty demanding. It says here, participating is a demanding prospect process and tests. And they test their members' dedication through increasingly dangerous tasks, creating a secretive culture where violence has become the calling card of one of the East Coast's most dangerous motorcycle clubs. It says, how is the pagan structured? We don't need to get into all that, but it says, what criminal activity are the pagans known for? The pagans are involved in various criminal enterprises, including drug trafficking, weapons trafficking. Listen, they're watching too much Sons of Anarchy. 100%. They're acting like these clubs are gangs, and they're not. And then there's this book written by Ken Croak. Total fraud book. Absolute fraud. I mean, this guy blatantly lies in the book. He was participating in all the extracurricular activities with people. He was bringing crime to them. Without him, there was no crime. That's what these undercover cops do. It's insane. It's crazy. And then we got another person. Let's see if I can find this picture. Yeah, we got another person that we're going to partially expose. Well, we're going to fully expose him. We already did it once, but we're going to do it again. Because he's still claiming to be the international president for the Hells Angels. And we got some funny content for you guys. I have a video where he's trying to prove that he is who he says he is. This is George Courtney. His name is not George Bishop. He is not related to the Bishops. He's like, my long-lost family at birth. And then he sends me posts off Instagram, and he says, they verify I'm in it. No, they don't. You sending me a post off of the a fucking website doesn't verify shit. These people don't know who you are. I did my research on you, and you are absolute fraud. And we're going to have a few laughs with that, too. Staxx, do you really think your peeps that watch come and give me a break? Huh? Give you a break or what? Your peeps that watch, you come from, give me a break? I don't understand what you mean, man. Hey, Ghost Eagle Guardian, how you doing? Carney, what's good? Travis in the house. Dragon, Classy Diamond R, how you doing? Travis, what's good, man? Judah. Oh, the one that was on Bullshitter Harris was fake. You want to see that one? That one's pretty funny. Making his own cuts and shit. We got all of it. Look at this. He got his own, this dude just sews patches and thinks, hey, we're just going to sew these patches, say he's related to the founder, and that's it. He's in, right? So this is a real cut. This is a fake cut. Do you see? Where's the apostrophe? Why is it yellow? Because it's fake. These are fake patches. These are what you call fake patches. He sews them himself. Notice you never seen a picture with Bullshitter Harris and his crew. Where are they? I mean, he's in a club, right? Show us a picture of you with the crew, guys. You too. That goes for you too. You know what I said when he said, I said, show me a picture of you with anybody? We don't take pictures. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds good. And then Bullshitter Harris tries to make this new group called Satire Nomads. And that's his little cut. That's going to be a funny one. Wait till you hear the inside dirt I got on him. It's quite funny. You guys will like it a lot. People say Bryce Young can throw a football as well. It doesn't mean it's true. Right? True. Wait till you see the new stuff we got. Yeah, he says he's a nomad. Yeah, he says he's a nomad. We have seen his crew, the twins, a woman and an old man. I mean, these guys need to join up with the twins, right? Both of these guys. This guy and this guy need to join up with the twins. They could be the Island Boys Motorcycle Club. But anyway, enough with the bullshit. Today, we're here to talk about the Hells Lovers Motorcycle Club. There was a dispute that happened, and we're going to get into that in a minute, but I'm going to give you a background on the Hells Lovers Motorcycle Club. They're a serious organization. The Hells Lovers Motorcycle Club is a multi-ethnic outlaw motorcycle club founded in Chicago in 1967. The Hells Lovers are active in various U.S. states. The club's motto is, "Death is my sidekick, and the highway is my home." A 0% diamond is worn in place of a traditional 1%, which all outlaw organizations use to separate themselves from the other 99% of law-abiding motorcycle riders. So one of the first integrated biker clubs in Chicago is the Hells Lovers. It was founded in 1967 by Frank Clam Jumper Reyes, a Mexican-American from the city's west side, after he was denied membership into another motorcycle club. Reyes died at the age of 62 from cardiac arrest, attributed to complications from diabetes on December 28, 2009 in Milwaukee, where he moved from Chicago in 1997. The members of the Hell's Lovers wear it says jackets with patches on it and rocker panels. Hell's Lovers claim a membership of over 1,500 with chapters across various U.S. states, including Illinois, Tennessee, Colorado, Texas, Georgia, Maryland. Wisconsin Department of Justice describes the Hell's Lovers as a structured group with militant-style organization. The Wisconsin Department of Justice describes them as criminal activity by the Hell's Lovers as decreasing, but says the club has been associated with drug trafficking and motorcycle theft. Police raided the Hell's Lovers clubhouse in Austin district of the west side of Chicago on June 15, 1980, arresting 9 men and seizing a hand grenade and 3 shotguns after a 28-year-old woman was allegedly beaten and arred on the premises. 3 members, Derek Hargett, Jesse Jones, and James Windham, were charged with R. 1. William Sheffer was charged with unlawful use of a weapon, and 5 others were charged with disorderly conduct. The Hell's Lovers National President, James Burrell, was one of 31 people arrested on various charges on May 7th, 1984. In relation to an undercover sting operation, which recovered 488 items of stolen property. The investigation was carried out in Illinois. The Cook County State's Attorney's Office, Gang Crime Unit, and Illinois Department of Outlaw Enforcement, which operated in Kelly's resale shop. So they had like an undercover thing going on, probably like a pawn shop, a secondhand store in Elvston as a front for the sting. So it's like a pawn shop they made. Luther Vand, a member from St. Louis chapter of the Hell's Lovers, was shot and killed at the Jets Clubhouse, a nightclub in East St. Louis, on March 31st, 1985. Apparently, a member of a rival motorcycle club, the Marauders Motorcycle Club, a suspect was later arrested in St. Louis County, Missouri. On June 2008, the Iron Horse Roundup Bike Show, a swap meet at the Lake County Fairgrounds, was canceled by Gray Lake, Illinois mayor after the state and federal law enforcement authorities had warned the police chief of threats of violence between the Hell's Lovers and a rival motorcycle gang, the Outlaws. So on August 2nd, 2010, a member of the Wheels of Soul fired upon the Hell's Lovers clubhouse in Denver with a shotgun from a sports utility vehicle. 3 Hell's Lovers bikers were inside the clubhouse and returned fire. Gunshots were fired, and a bystander suffered critical injuries after a man was involved with a dispute of a group of people associated with the Hell's Lovers in a parking lot of Victoria Bar in Topeka, Kansas on May 14, 2023. 7 people were arrested in Shawnee County Sheriff's Office in connection with the shooting. So, and this is a crazy story, right? This person, let me show you. This is the man that was killed. He was a member of the Hell's Lovers Motorcycle Club. This is the man that killed him. And we're going to get into exactly how all this transpired. So, this was all a dispute, right? A big argument taking place. It says motorcycle club diss leads to American Legion shooting. When Wichita police arrive at the shooting call at the American Legion post at 273, they found Darrell Buckner covered in so much blood they believed that he was the gunshot victim. And that was this man. So they found him covered in blood, they said in a released affidavit. Darrell had a large amount of blood on his clothing, document detailing. On October 9th, the altercation read, the officer asked Darrell where he was shot. He said he hadn't been. The blood belonged to someone else. Inside the club, officers found 55-year-old Anthony Grayson. Show you guys a picture of him. That's the guy that I showed you earlier. That was him. It's him on the right. So they found him inside the club suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, and he wasn't breathing. He was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. A second man checked himself into a hospital later, seriously injured in the same shooting. Buckner was taken into custody at the club and later charged with first-degree murder and aggravated battery. A recently released affidavit, because we reported on this incident when it first happened. I remember this case, but we didn't know what happened. It was just someone got shot at this hall. But now we kind of have an idea of what transpired. Now, this is recently released from the affidavit. It details how a peaceful evening among friends playing dominoes and watching television ended in gunfire, leading to the death of Anthony Big Dubs Grayson. Just after 7 p.m. on October 9th, Grayson and Buckner were playfully teasing each other over bar activities, something they normally did. The American Legion's assistant manager said they were joined by their mutual friend, a 56-year-old man who was playing dominoes. So everything was peaceful. Everything was good. But the conversation turned sour when Buckner said, blank Hell's Lovers. Grayson, a member of the Hell's Lovers motorcycle club, then stood and shoved Buckner to the ground. The assistant manager recalled to police in an affidavit. A short wrestling match took place, the affidavit read. No punches were thrown. No one injured. No one appeared injured after the scuffle. Anthony went back to playing dominoes and Darrell went outside. The friend of the assistant manager followed Buckner outside as he looked into the back seat of his black Chevy pickup truck. The affidavit described. Buckner tried to re-enter the club at this time armed with a gun, a Glock 22.40 caliber, a Glock 22 40 caliber. The assistant manager, a 56-year-old friend of Grayson, began to argue as they tried to keep Buckner from coming inside. As they scuffled near the doorway, voices raised, the man shoved and stumbled. One pushed, setting off another like dominoes. Then the affidavit read, Buckner pointed the gun at Grayson and fired a shot. Grayson grabbed Buckner in a bear hug, the affidavit said. The friend reached for the gun. Buckner, the assistant manager said, kept shooting Grayson. As the three fell to the ground, Grayson was laying on top of Buckner, and the assistant manager took the handgun. The friend also fell on the floor during the altercation, was shot in the shoulder and the hip. An acquaintance drove him to the hospital, where he told police, some drunk crazy guy shot me. Grayson, meanwhile, was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. He had a total of 5 gunshot wounds, most to his upper body. While in police custody, the affidavit said, Buckner made several spontaneous statements, including, they tried to blank kill me. I didn't do it. I had to protect myself, he said. Darrell continued making statements saying they jumped him, They tried to kill him, the affidavit read. He said he didn't care about going to jail for protecting himself. After refusing to answer yes or no questions, the document said, when police informed him that Grayson died, the affidavit read, Buckner said, okay, well, that's not my problem. Buckner is due back in court for a preliminary hearing on November 17th, and he's still charged with first-degree murder. So what do you guys think of that case? I mean, it's pretty crazy. It sounds like they were friends and stuff just got out of hand, you know? Hey, Mark, what's going on? Thank you for joining me. Getting snow today in southern Indiana, huh? Holy shit. That's crazy. Craig Russo, what's good? Thanks for joining me today. Okay, I was just saying my comments were going through. Put with a rose and it wouldn't go through. Yeah, sometimes they're very strict on what you can post, what comments you can say. Some words won't go through. They're very 6:50 after dark. How you doing? They I don't even know the word. They scan it before, you know? They weed out shit. They won't let a lot go through. So if you're posting comments and you're not seeing them, it's because of YouTube. That's what they do. Hell's Lovers. SOSMC. Is that a SOSMC? No, they're all over the country. But they are connected to the East Bay Dragons, I found out, through Pee Wee. Matter of fact, having a conversation with Pee Wee, he said that he was in Chicago and he was friends with a bunch of East Bay Dragons, right? And he was out in Chicago, and one of the Hell's Lovers came up to Pee Wee and said, hey, while you guys are out here, we're going to look out for you. And he's like, wow, the East Bay Dragons have a lot of pull to be all the way out in Chicago, and they were able to, you know, send a call, and they're looking out for him while he was there. It's pretty cool. It snowed in Chicago last night. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, the Hell's Lovers, 1967. Yeah. It's freezing in Virginia. Damn, it's t-shirt weather here in Connecticut. Weird, right? Very weird. All kinds of snow here in Cincinnati. Damn. 25 degrees tonight in Roanoke. Bro, it's t-shirt weather in Connecticut. Like, you can wear a t-shirt right now. Crazy. Insane. So in other news, so what do you guys think of that story? Do you think he's going to get convicted of first-degree murder? It's a rough one. But this guy, Big Anthony Grayson, he was only 55 years old. He was born in 1970. And let's see here. So his name was Big Anthony Grayson. The hell was that? His obituary reads, the obituary is not available at this time for Anthony Grayson. Welcome to provide your thoughts. Oh, it doesn't. It's not even here. But he was a lot of people spoke about him, and trying to get his picture for you guys. Here it is. And he has the Hell's Lovers logo. I believe it's the Iron Cross, right? He has the logo on his chain. You see the logo? But yeah, 1967 they were came to be. You believe that shit? All right, we got a video of the whole Galveston motorcycle rally. We're gonna take a look at that.
The Galveston County Sheriff Jimmy Fullen and courtesy Galveston Strand, courtesy
You guys
of
see that?
Saltwater Recon, where the annual Lone Star Rally is underway this weekend. This is a massive event that attracts more than 500,000 people to the island every year, with Saturday being the busiest day of the 4-day weekend. Troy Kless is there.
Hold on, people. I'm working on it.
Lone Star Rally is estimated to bring 500,000 people here to Galveston Island. Many of them are right.
Hold on. Let me see something. Okay, got it. Show you guys this motorcycle rally. This is the biggest rally in Texas, so it's pretty big. I mean, Texas, fucking huge place.
At Galveston Strand, courtesy of Saltwater Recon, where the annual Lone Star Rally is underway this weekend. This is a massive event that attracts more than 500,000 people to the island every year, with Saturday being the busiest day of the 4-day weekend. Troy Kless is there.
This year's Lone Star Rally is estimated to bring 500,000 people here to Galveston Island. Many of them are right here along the Strand. Visitors get to enjoy while law enforcement is trying to make sure everyone celebrates safely.
For many people, one thing brings them together.
The love of motorcycles. We just love the ride, and for us it's the brotherhood and everything like that.
At the Lone Star Rally on Galveston Island, there's few ways visitors can describe it.
I think it's crazy, insane, and amazing at the same time.
Audrey Burton, part of the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association, experiencing the motorcycle world, and says people are celebrating safely.
I haven't seen anybody get in trouble. I haven't seen anybody get in a wreck. I haven't seen any bikes go down.
Organized with the Galveston County Sheriff Jimmy Fullen and other law enforcement agencies.
So far today, we only had maybe a dozen arrests or less.
Sheriff Fullen says his department, along with Galveston Police, DPS troopers, and TABC agents, are on staff.
The improvements from this year, we definitely have a lot more staff out here this weekend for Jeep Weekend. In addition to that, we have a lot of troopers out on the street working the accidents, so it keeps the local officers engaged down here on the Strand.
And their presence is appreciated.
I mean, I know in the past years they've had incidents, but you know, it's going to happen, but they're doing a great job keeping everybody safe.
Safety and having fun is what's on the minds of motorcyclists.
It's the camaraderie and the brotherhood, not even just among our own members, but just between motorcyclists.
Everyone is asked to be extra vigilant on the roads, whether you're in a car or on a motorcycle.
Wouldn't it be sisterhood for her?
And the Lone Star Rally will end on Sunday. On Galveston Island, Troy Kless, KHOU 11 News.
Wouldn't it be sisterhood for her? She's like, it's about brotherhood for me. What are you talking about, lady? Wouldn't it be about sisterhood for her? I mean, I'm kind of confused. You know, the jails are probably packed, you know? Soul Brothers and Hells Angels are what used to see a lot of much anymore. So, the Hells Lovers are mainly in Chicago, around Chicago area. They're in a bunch of different places, I read. Colorado. I'll tell you right now. They were founded in Chicago in 1967. They have a clubhouse in Detroit. 2 of them in Detroit. They are in Chicago, Colorado, Georgia, Maryland, Michigan, Wisconsin, Texas, Tennessee. They're not on the West Coast. Yeah, but so they have quite a bit. And they're a multi-ethnicity group. They're one of the first. Because it's always a lot of them have been segregated and things like that. Huge Hell's Angels logo across the whole building. Where's that? Satire, black and white, and Roadrunners. Yeah, the Hell's Angels are definitely in Chicago. They were established there by Mel Chancey. Shout out to Mel. He was in the hell club was he in before? I always forget that fucking club's name. They patched over to the Hells Angels. So a British person was robbed, 68 years old, was shot dead in Guyana robbery by biker gang as police launch urgent manhunt. The victim was sitting with a group at a drinking spot in Tema, southern Guyana, when 6 young men arrived on motorbikes, and one of them snatched his phone before being tragically struck. This is crazy. A 68-year-old British man was gunned down during a robbery in southern Guyana, local police have confirmed. The incident happened Friday, November 7th, at a drinking establishment opposite of the Community 9 cemetery in Tema, roughly 15 miles east of the capital. The victim was rushed to Tema General Hospital, where he was declared dead shortly afterward. Officers at the Tema Regional Police Commanders revealed that the victim was seated with a group of 6 young men arrived on motorbikes, one of them grabbing his phone, reports say. A statement read, 2 of the assailants approached the group and one of them snatched the victim's mobile phone from the table. When the victim attempted to retrieve his phone, one of the suspects shot him and the gang fled the scene on their motorbikes. So the Tema Regional Police Command launched a full-scale operation to track down the perpetrators. A 9mm spent shell was recovered from the scene and it has been processed for evidence, a statement added. Police said witnesses have been interviewed and efforts are underway to contact the British High Commission to inform them of the death of the British national. The Foreign Office has been contacted for comment. So this is crazy. When something like this happens, it all over. Oh, the Hell's Henchmen. That's who it was. Yes. Mel was in the Hell's Henchmen and they patched over to the Hell's Angels. This was when the Outlaws were like huge in Chicago. They've always been huge in Chicago. That's where they were established. But they never thought that they could have a Hell's Angel charter in Chicago. And when they patched over the Hell's Henchmen, they don't just give them a cut and say, here you go, you're Hell's Angels now. The Hell's Angels don't do that. And we talked about that in this documentary that's coming up. They will patch you over and they'll let you wear the cuts of whatever club you're a part of. You have to be established as a club for 5 years, and you have to hang around with the Hells Angels for at least 2, I believe. And once that time is up, you get voted in. You have to be 100% voted in to do a patch over. They have to have 100% votes from every charter. And one person could say no, and the whole thing can be done. So you need 100% votes. Once they do the vote and they say yes, right? They all get prospect cuts, the whole charter. They take those cuts. Those are no longer, that club's no longer exists. I believe it's like 5 or I think it's 10 years the club has to be gone for. Normally it's gone forever, you know. Once the patch over happens, usually the club's gone forever. But sometimes they get brung back up, just like this Satan's Choice Club. We talked about them yesterday. And they're getting pretty big out there in they're in the US now too. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if the Hells Angels are going to tolerate them taking over their clubs, because they're patching over whole charters of Hells Angels up there. And it's just crazy, all the stuff that's going on. Here, I got another article when the shooting first happened, right? I remember reporting on this. Here is another newscast from when they identified the guy.
Good evening. We begin tonight with that breaking news. A shooting at an American Legion Hall in Northeast Wichita killed one man and left another in serious condition.
Wichita police say it happened around 7:30 at the American Legion at 13th and Hydraulic, just east of Interstate 135. KATE's Kate Devine is live just outside of where it all happened. And Kate, take us through what we know.
Yeah, Krista, we are live here in Northeast Wichita, where police say an argument at the American Legion ended in deadly gunfire. Now, this happened around 7:30 here near 13th and Hydraulic at the American Legion post, where police say 3 men in their 50s got into an argument, which then escalated when one of the 3 men pulled out a gun and shot the other 2 multiple times. Now, officers arrived on the scene and found both victims with gunshot wounds. A 55-year-old man died at the hospital, and another man, 56, remains in critical condition. Police took the suspect, a 55-year-old man, into custody. Police Chief Joe Sullivan says resorting to this type of violence is never okay.
Well, it's frustrating. I mean, there's not anything the police can do about this type of violence. This is a community problem. Why would anybody introduce a gun into an argument? And these are all mature gentlemen that are well beyond the age where they should be making impulsive decisions. And I'm talking solely about the shooter. The other 2 gentlemen are victims in this, and they shouldn't be. There's no reason that they are.
Crazy.
Now, the names of the victims and the suspect have not yet been released, but there is no ongoing threat to the public, as again, there is one suspect in custody at this time. And police are asking anyone with information to contact Wichita Police or Crime Stoppers at 313.
Yeah, we're not going to give that Crime Stopper number out. Fuck them. Do your own job. So yeah, it is weird how these guys are like scared of the pagans, right? But they talk about every single other motorcycle club out there. But they're like, we never talk about the pagans like that. No, but you talked about their good friends, the Mongols, and every other motorcycle club out there. Like, it's just very odd how they get into an argument on TikTok, right? With maybe an affiliate or something of a certain club, and all of a sudden they're like saying screw that whole club. No. These guys are just, I mean, they're looking for attention, and they're getting paid off this shit. If they're getting paid, hey, I might as well get paid for clowning them, right? So we're going to clown them every chance we get. And hey, if they want to come up and answer our questions, the option's there. And they were talking shit about, oh, my show ain't shit and this and that, but they still came on it. So picture that one. Yeah, they must have scared them. They said, we never talk bad about the pagans. Yeah, you did. I got videos of you talking bad about them. I could dig them out. They were talking bad about the Thug Riders, the pagans. Every club that is in existence. I mean, they did videos where they played clips from different things. I'll dig it up. They definitely are goofballs. But I got some really good content coming up. A former Dirty Ones member. He tells me good stories. So that one's going to be dropping. If you guys don't know, Max B is out of prison. The rapper Max B has been released from prison after serving 17 years. Pretty wild. I never thought I'd see the day when he got out of prison. So in other news, I don't know if you guys seen this, but this guy has been sentenced to life in prison. He's the son of an alleged mobster. For killing his girlfriend. Reputed mobster's son sentenced to life in prison in woman's killing, the Rhode Island Attorney General said Thursday that the son of reputed mobster was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of his former girlfriend. Michael Marapace, 46, of Cranston, was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for killing 29-year-old Lauren Ace. Or ICE, I-S-E. In 2019, Marapace pleaded guilty to one count of domestic first-degree murder in April. And he has been sentenced to life in prison. He looks like a dirtbag, don't he? Definitely does. So I'm sure he'll have fun in there for the rest of his life. And stay tuned. The show that we got coming up on him, hilarious. Hilarious. And we got this one coming up on this guy, too. Hey, we can't let him just ride off into the sunset, you know? We got to put the final stamp on him. And then we're going to talk about these guys coming up. The Island Boys Motorcycle Club. So stay tuned for that. The full Island Boys Motorcycle Club interview is dropping today. Matter of fact, I'll put it live right after I get off of here. So if you guys want to watch the full thing, not all cut up, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's, brother's, sister's friend about Chattin with Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys. And remember, don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen